welcome to the Orange Witch YouTube channel. I speak pretty slow anyway, but that was like the slowest introduction I think I've ever done. That said, I'm going to try and attempt to do a reading for May 2020, and the cards have already said that they're not going to help me out with that. They've given me, I'm using the Lenormand deck, they've given me the clouds as in May is too up in the air, it's already too confusing, and they don't really want to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to do the reading anyway, just because that'll be an interesting starting point for the channel's new direction. So here we go. My Lenormand deck that you can purchase through the link below in the description box. I always have to compulsively tap the deck 3 times before I shuffle it to do a reading, and then we just ask and put the energy and intention in while we're shuffling, which is why I like to see it in videos. So we're just going to say, what is a general overview for May 2020? Possibly more quarantine and more chaos, but let's see. I can't really imagine that everything will be instantly back to normal in May, but yeah, there's about good. And I always pick 5 cards, and I said in my last video, you have to pick, it's the rules for Lenormand, an odd number of cards, but let's see what we're going to get. So I actually don't know where the focus is, and my camera does not do autofocus, so it's on manual. But this is the sun. I will take photos and put them in a little box at the side so that you can see them all. We've got the sun as the first card. And then, interesting, we've got the moon. So we've got day and night there. They mean different things, but yeah, May's shaping up to be interesting already. Oh, we've got the key. So the key is really karmic, and that's going into the middle position, which the middle position is the really big position in Lenormand, and that's what everything's read around. So that is interesting. And we've got the book, which is knowledge. There's a couple of other things as well, but the main one for the book is knowledge, lessons. Ooh, and then we have the scythe, which could be good, could be bad, depending on other cards that we have in this as well. Also, do you like my mug? Before I get into that, this mug my friend possibly brought me from somewhere, I think Melbourne, and it's got the Queen on it. It's got the Queen of Hearts, because I'm the Queen of Hearts. And today we have a lovely little brew from the Old English Tea Company. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's berries and some berry rooibos, I think, is the tea, and it is delicious. But let's get into reading for May. I wish I had 2 cameras set up so that I could just show you what's happening. But the way that we read the Lenormand properly is we combine these 2 as a pair, and then we combine those 2 as a pair. So we're combining the sun and the moon, the book and the scythe as pairs to come up with a meaning for that, and then we use that around the key. We can also go a step further and read the moon and the key and the book and the key, which those 2 are pretty easy because the key is all about things that are being revealed and karma, that kind of stuff. So it's mastery, karma, dharma, synchronicity, and destiny is what I have written on the cards as a learning tool. So the moon is very intuitive, it's the feminine energy, and there's a lot of karma. I think that might have come up in the April reading, that there's a lot of karma around, or there was something to do, possibly maybe not one that I did on my channel, but there was something to do with karmic lessons for April, and that's kind of continuing through May as well, unsurprisingly, with what's going on. And I think it will be all of that hidden stuff that the key is revealing. And interestingly enough, the book is really similar in terms of revealing, because the book is knowledge, but it's also for some reason secrets. And I don't know where that has come from to be a meaning. I don't know why someone would be like, oh, the book is secrets, because yes, you can have books that have secrets and ciphers and other cryptic stuff like that in them. But I feel like books are revealing anyway, because they're telling you, hey, this is this thing, and you get to absorb that, and that is yours forever. Like once you read a book and it tells you something, you get to keep that. You can't erase that. So that's just my perspective on books, and why I don't really resonate with the secrecy side of things in the traditional meaning, excuse me, of Lenormand. But either side of the key, sorry if this is confusing, but Lenormand is very confusing when you first get to know it, because it's so different from tarot. So I'll do like a wrap up at the end. But what we're up to at the moment is we've got the key, and we have a lot of hidden messages coming to the surface for May. So we kind of read this as a past, present, future-ish type reading, but also not really, because why would Lenormand not be confusing as fuck? Well, it is confusing as fuck, so that's irrelevant. We've got the sun and the moon together as a pair, which is interesting. So again, I feel like there's a lot of light being shone on these dark, hidden things. Let's just put them under things, because my brain's not working that well. So yeah, mysteries. Let's say mysteries, because that's a lot nicer than probably what will come up. So we're shining a lot of light and a lot of things that have been hidden, and probably hidden on purpose as well. And I'm not going to go as far as to be, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't believe that the government hides as much as people say, but I definitely do think that there is a lot going on behind closed doors that we're not read into, as the book is there. We'll use that as the vernacular. There is so much that the general public is not read into, and I think that May is going to reveal a lot of that, and probably not so much the government, but possibly reveal things that we thought were truths and thought we could rely on. I think that's going to be revealed as being something that we need to review, perhaps. So, sun and the moon together, my interpretation is that the sun is shining the light, so it's lighting up the darkness. Let's go to the book and the scythe. The scythe can either be, as I said, good or bad, and without another card to clarify, I'm going to say that this is a very sudden lesson, very sudden knowledge is coming, or like sudden revelation of this knowledge is coming in May. I'm not really sure what that could possibly be, because again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't think any of this virus stuff is a bioweapon or whatever people are saying. I don't believe any of that stuff at all. I'm very intuitive, but I'm also very science-based. And if you can prove to me that all of this stuff has evidence and some kind of scientific basis in your evidence, or some kind of physical proof that something exists, that's when I will believe you. Otherwise, no. But whatever knowledge or revelation is coming, I think, based on the way that these cards have presented themselves, that it will be sudden and it will be final. It will be the kind of final that there's no going back. Whatever's revealed, we're not going to be like, oh no, I take that back. There's no backsies with this. It is done. So May is not as bad as I thought it could possibly be. April was a shit show in that reading, but May looks like everything's a little bit calmer and we just get to sit back and watch things unfold, which is kind of like my personal non-spiritual opinion anyway. And sometimes I think I manipulate the cards because of my own opinion, and then like Lenormand, as I said last video, you can't really pick your own meanings for it. These cards are assigned meanings. They are very much, that's the meaning, and there is no correspondence that will be entered into for the meaning of these cards. You don't get to be like, oh yeah, but maybe this. No, that card means it's done. Cut off, done, final, move on. Let's just see though, that said, I'm just reviewing my read because I don't normally read them on the fly and then be like, here's all my feedback. I do normally look at them a little bit. No, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I've read it. I think I've read it the right way. There is no right and there is no wrong, but the way that the cards are saying, I think I've given an accurate interpretation of that. It'll just be whether I've explained it properly on camera. So to recap, I promised I would recap. There's a lot of things in May that will come to light. They will be revealed and it will be instantaneous that these things will all come to the forefront all at the same time, which I don't know if we're ready for everything to be revealed at once, but it looks like a lot's coming up at once, so gird your loins, I think. I said I might do some major arcana. Let me just check. I've been going for 15 minutes. The camera actually automatically turns off, I think, at about 20. But, oh, maybe a bit longer. Let's see how far we can push it. If it just cuts off, then that's the camera's done with recording. So this, I'm not going to tie it in to the Lenormand at all. I don't think there's a way of really doing it unless you're using tarot first and then you confirm with Lenormand. But this is the Major Arcana deck. I'll show you the boxes. One that I did for ASMR. It's the Barada Major Arcana Tarot. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to fund the remainder on Kickstarter, so it's only the Major Arcana for this deck. And I would love the full deck of this. It would be just amazing. But May 2020, as read by the Major Tarot Arcana. I can't imagine it's going to be too much different, but tarot, I'm not as good or as confident with tarot. Yeah. So we've got the Empress, and these are going to be just like, you're not going to be able to see them in the camera, but that is the Empress there. I will, as I said, take photos. And then we've got the High Priestess, so I guess that ties in. There's a lot of feminine energy with that moon. And also the Key, I feel like the Key gives off a really feminine energy. And we'll just do 3 for the tarot. Oh, we've got the Devil. So what does the Devil do? The Devil reveals a lot of harsh truths. So amazingly, that kind of matches. I mean, I haven't really read into the tarot that much, but when I gloss over it, I can see where the similarities are there. I, for the life of me, cannot remember what the Empress means at this point. I can't even see in my mind's eye the traditional card. I think she's lying outside, relaxing, Why is she so relaxed? I think for me, the Empress is just the feminine energy in a kind of authoritative role. And the High Priestess is that justice and balance kind of. Obviously, it's not justice because that's a different card, but it's that very balanced perspective where you look out and you have both sides of the story already there and you judge accordingly. So that's good. And then the Devil, I feel like the Devil matches the Scythe. And I'm really tempted to draw more cards on the Lenormand, but I'm restraining myself. But the Devil, I actually like the Devil card. I don't think it's ever bad when it comes up, but maybe it's this stuff that's being revealed. It's probably really dark. It's probably really dark feminine energy that needs to be dealt with. And I guess we'll just have to see how May 2020 will shape up. Like, these are just cards. This is just the way that I've read them. Obviously, I take no responsibility for May 2020 being a complete shit show. It's not my fault. This is just for entertainment purposes alone. There's my disclaimer. If there is a horde of female zombies coming from the depths, nothing to do with my reading. I'm sure you'll all have your own little interpretations as well of this read, and that's fine. If you'd like to comment anything additional that you got out of this reading, feel free. But I do short, sharp, to the point readings, and I leave it at that because I don't want to dilute what I feel when I do these readings. So that's me done. That's my video done. We're up to about 20 minutes on the camera. So I will catch you very soon. I'm going to do a couple of videos on how I personally read the Lenormand deck. And I'm going to use my personal deck to teach the meanings as well on that. And that's not slated. I'm not sure when I'll get around to doing that. That's just something I'll be doing within the next month or so. So I guess I will catch you all then. Stay safe in May, and yeah, not as bad as April. So that's good. I'll see you soon.